just need someone to explain something to me. I live in Alabama, and my utility bill usually averages between $200, $250 a month. Can someone please explain to me how my utility bill went from $250 a month to $696?
Girl, did you say Alabama? You know exactly why your electricity bill is going up. Did you get this letter in the mail by chance? Yeah, it was sent to the residents of Huntsville, Alabama. It says that your electricity bill was going up because of Donald Trump. It has his name actually right here. Pretty clear, you know what I mean? It said, hey, he ended through executive orders, some federal grants that were lowering your electric bill. This is the best round of FAFO, and I wasn't going to ream you too hard, but then I went and saw your repost. You posted a lot of stuff from Little Human Being guy, you know, Charlie Kirk, a lot of Daily Wire stuff, a lot of Donald Trump thirst traps, if you will. It said, oh, I know exactly who you voted for. You're the perfect candidate for this video. This is a result of what you voted for, honey. This is a thoughts and tariffs, tater tots and chairs kind of moment. I just want you to enjoy and like soak that all in. Take it all in. This is what you voted for. Anyways, my name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye. And FAFO.
About the United States like I am right now. I think this is worth a listen. I have been having conversations with ChatGPT and I asked the question, what secrets do you think the people of the United States should know right now? I will stumble over my words. I'm trying very hard to get through this and make it as clear as possible, but it's important. There are a few key secrets, or rather buried truths, that the people of the United States should be paying close attention to right now. These aren't necessarily hidden, but they are intentionally buried under distraction, misinformation, and division so that people don't connect the dots. Number one, division is the oldest trick in the book. The biggest illusion in the US right now is that the real fight is left versus right, when in reality it is the powerful versus the rest of us. Politicians, corporations, and media outlets fuel division because a population that is angry at each other is too distracted to hold those in power accountable. Racism, class warfare, and political polarization aren't just unfortunate side effects of society. They are intentionally kept alive because they keep people from uniting against those truly hoarding wealth and power. Number two, the economy is not broken. It was designed this way. Every time the economy crashes or wealth inequality gets worse, people say that the system is failing, but the truth is that it's working exactly as it's intended. The U.S. economic system was built to funnel wealth upwards while keeping everyday people in a cycle of debt, dependence, and financial insecurity. The cost of living isn't skyrocketing because of a mistake. It's keeping people struggling because it makes them easier to exploit. Number three, censorship isn't always obvious. While many people think of censorship as governments banning books or blocking websites, modern censorship is far more subtle, and it looks like flooding the internet with noise to bury real information, silencing independent journalists through demonetization or blacklisting, using misinformation labels selectively to discredit dissenting voices even when they're asking valid questions, encouraging self-censorship by making people fear social or professional consequences for speaking out. The goal isn't to remove the information, it's often to make it so hard to find or so socially risky to discuss that people just stop looking. Number four, war is about power and resources. Anytime a new conflict arises, the media presents it as a moral battle, but the reality is that wars are almost always about control over resources, economic power, and strategic influence, whether it's oil, minerals, trade routes, or ideological dominance. This part is in bold. Nations don't send people to die for freedom. They do it for money and control. The U.S. military-industrial complex profits from constant conflict, which is why endless wars and foreign interventions never stop. Number five, if the government wanted to solve major problems, it already would have. Whether it's homelessness, healthcare, wealth inequality, or environmental destruction, the truth is that these problems exist because keeping them unsolved benefits those in power. A sick, poor, and desperate population is easier to control, manipulate, and profit from. The idea that change is impossible is a lie. There is simply no incentive for the people in charge to change it. Number six, and probably the most important, you have more power than you think. The biggest secret of all, regular people, in bold, are the greatest threat to the system. The reason the powerful keep people divided, struggling, and distracted is because if enough people woke up, again in bold, things would change overnight. Throughout history, real change has only ever come from people refusing to accept the status quo, not from politicians or corporations suddenly growing a conscience. The question is, what will people do with this knowledge? Awareness is the first step, but action, especially collective action, is what forces real change. I'll be uploading another video as soon as I can get through it about what ChatGPT would like the world to know right now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you know that we are more powerful united, and you are more powerful than you think.
I lost my job on Thursday night, along with 200,000 other people. Despite what most people think, we're not all just lazy government employees. I worked really, really hard. I've been there 8 years. My managers had no idea until I did that I was terminated. They fell to their knees and cried along right with me. I took an oath of office to fight for this administration. And although I don't agree what's happening or what's going on, please, I don't want to hear the negative stuff. I don't want to hear it. We're going through it right now.
All I have to say to you is, that felt good. I'm gonna need my mutual Francesca to do her leopard song because this is exactly what we've been talking about. This is what we've been trying to tell you. You guys are gonna be affected along the rest of us. I don't want to hear anything negative. I'm already going through so much. Oh, it's really sad. It's really sad, isn't it, when you're going through it? Other people losing their rights wasn't making you sad, but you losing your job, now you need peace and you need your friends. You need people to gather around for you. If I see any of you donating a single cent, also, where's the tears? I want to be entertained by your suffering. I am simply living for spite at the moment. I need to see tears. I need to see sobbing. I want to see snot coming out of your nose. I ain't seen none of that. So you better make it a little more dramatic for me, for my entertainment. I have no empathy for you. I have no sympathy for you. And yeah, keep these videos coming. Please, please. It's the only light in this darkness.
Something is happening with Doge because the White House just tipped their hand and their cards are shit. In fact, I'm starting to think their lawyers may have told them what Musk is doing is illegal because they just released a statement saying that Musk is not technically a part of Doge and instead that he is a senior White House advisor. Why would they say that the guy who invented Doge, who named it after his own meme coin, and who pushed out Vivek as the co-leader of Doge on day one is not part of Doge? It has to be because their lawyers told them to. When Musk was in the White House and somehow managed to put baby in the corner in an oval room, he told us Doge would be maximally transparent. We'll come back to that in a second. But in this Justice Department statement where they say Musk isn't in charge of Doge, they say it's because he is not U.S. Doge Service Administrator, which is the position that officially leads Doge based on Trump's executive order that established it. But in that same legal statement, they do not say who the current U.S. Doge Service Administrator is, which begs the question, who is running Doge? Remember when Musk said that he would be maximally transparent? He said it was transparent specifically because they posted their actions on X. So I went to X and asked Grok, and it said the current administrator of the U.S. Doge service is Mina Sang. Who is Mina Sang? He was Joe Biden's director of the U.S. Digital Service, which Trump renamed to the U.S. Doge Service. Sang left office on January 20th with Joe Biden, which begs the question, who is her successor? According to Donald Trump on December 22nd, Elon Musk. When I started shooting this video, it had him listed as her successor on Wikipedia. Information that at the time was sourced to the Washington Post. Information that in the past 10 minutes has been removed. I'm not going to speculate as to what happens next because I genuinely have no clue. But what I can do is thank the attorneys general from all of those blue states suing Doge today because their actions are forcing this Doge infection into daylight. And daylight is the best disinfectant.
I want you to imagine what you're going to do with that $8,000 stimulus check that gets returned to you because of Elon Musk and everything that Doge has found as waste in the federal budget. Now, I want you to imagine a unicorn coming out of your ass with a horn and rainbow tail and everything. Now I want you to imagine that you have 15 fingers on one hand. See how fun it is to imagine stupid shit? See how much fun it can be to live in a fairy tale land where things like an $8,000 stimulus check are going to be returned to us and where Elon Musk is posting $40 million worth of ads during the Super Bowl? It is such a fun land to be in MAGA world, where fact doesn't matter and fiction rules the day. Yes, you can just imagine anything and everything, because as soon as it doesn't come true, you just get to say, well, that's not what I meant, or something must have happened that the Dems did to stop it, or you just don't even address it. You just move on with your merry way because lies and stupidity are just part of your way of life. So it is so fun to imagine. MAGA people must be so much fun for their children because they have to have the best imaginations known to man. So Playing with their children has to be so easy for them because they can just create all these imaginary worlds in which they're getting $8,000, or I've even heard $234,000 stimulus checks per person. Wow. Oh, not per person, just per tax-paying adult. Wow. So awesome. I can't wait to see what color your unicorn is and get those 15 fingers typing on that right hand, because that's the time that you'll get the stimulus check from Elon Musk and the U.S. government for $8,000 to $234,000.
I really don't understand something. I see that MAGA Republicans are very upset because Tom Hanks portrayed a MAGA as a dim-witted racist. What I don't understand about that is why they would be upset at being accurately portrayed. That's what I don't get. They go out of their way to be performatively dim-witted and racist. And yet, when other people acknowledge the fact that they are both dim-witted and racist, they get upset about it. I don't understand that. You made your point. We get it. You are trying very hard to come across as dim-witted racists, and so you have. Congratulations. We all see you for who and what you are trying very hard to portray yourself as. So why do you get upset about it?
We have 50 days to stop Donald Trump and take back the House, so please stay with me. My name is Z. I'm a political operative, and my organization, National Ground Game, is leading the fight to make sure that we win back the House before 2026. I want to start by thanking all the creators that are sharing this content, because honestly, this unity is what we need to be able to stop Trump and win back the House. And I'm here today with some really positive updates and some things we have room for improvement for, so lock in with me. Let's start with the first good news. In the state of Florida, in order for you to collect voter registration forms, your organization or an individual person needs to be registered to do that. Unfortunately, because Florida has a lot of positions that are held by Republicans, our fear going into that was that they would delay us, knowing that we have a March 1st deadline. And our staff is pretty aggressive, so they came in with the fact that we have a lawyer ready to fight if they weren't going to do this quickly, and guess what? They approved us pretty much straight away. So that's great, because that means that we are actually ready to start collecting these registration forms. Other amazing news for you guys. As of right now, 471 people have signed up to volunteer with National Ground Game. The not so great news, or news for improvement, is that unfortunately only 46 of those people said that they can get to Florida to help collect voter registration. Some other great news. We've raised almost $100,000, which is a really good start in this voter registration process. Some area for improvement is that obviously we're going to need to get a lot more money if we don't have as many volunteers to be able to get those voter registration forms. Remember what our collective goal is here, guys. We need to get 10,000 new registered voters in Gay's district and in Josh's district to have a chance to be able to win these. And the reason why is because without those new voters, we really don't have a pathway forward to victory. I also know that navigating a new website can sometimes be confusing. So maybe you guys went to register to Canvas, but maybe checked the wrong box. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to go to nationalgroundgame.com right now. I need you to go to this form that you see right here, and I need you to click the box canvassing if you're willing to canvass. If you want to do other things and you can't canvass, completely okay, and please register for those as well. But remember that our collective goal right now is to make sure that we get these voters registered by March 1st. So that is what we are 100% focused on. Thank you guys so much for your effort in this. Remember, I'm going to be giving you guys updates every single day. So please, if you have any additional questions, send me a DM and I will help you out.
I've been thinking all day about how I can compassionately and empathetically talk about this tweet. This tweet is very important. In fact, it's one of the most important tweets that I genuinely believe will be in history books in the future. It is an indication, it is a warning as to exactly which way Donald Trump sees the US government going. What's important to recognise, whether you are left-wing or right-wing, MAGA or not, I don't care, is that these systems and balances, these checks have been there since the founding of the United States of America, regardless of who has held power. And they are there to stop an individual from having consolidated, complete and overarching power within themselves. The fact that these executive orders are being blocked is a sign that democracy is still functional, that the Senate, that the House, the Congress, that it's all still working as it should. The moment that he oversteps those boundaries as set by the judiciary, as is constitutional, is the moment that democracy turns to dictatorship. And one individual would have complete consolidated power within himself to do whatever he wanted, both nationally and internationally. He has sent out a very clear black and white warning that that is where he's at. That regardless of what is on paper, regardless of what is the law, regardless of what is the constitution, he doesn't plan to abide by it. Playing by the rules and by the systems is no longer the intention, if it ever was to begin with. And his mindset is very much focused on completely unquestioned, unbridled power, just with himself. It is no longer a democracy of what the United States of America wants as people. It is about what he wants as a person. That should be incredibly worrying. And to put that into some perspective, when the Declaration of Independence was signed, the British monarch didn't even have the sort of power that he is advocating for in this tweet. Even at that time in history, the British monarch still had to put things through government. There still had to be approval of policy. There still had to be checks. There still had to be balances. What he is advocating for is the destruction of that. And there's an irony in it that the nation that fought against having a king has somehow ended up in a position in which the political leader of that nation is advocating not just as to be the king, but to be far more than that. To be the dictator of the nation. I don't care about your political alignment. It isn't really of any interest to me because these systems have existed regardless of what your political alignment or what you voted for in your life, what your parents, what your grandparents have voted for in their lives. These systems were in place. The idea that those systems could be removed and one individual could have that amount of unchecked power is incredibly, incredibly worrying. I get a lot of comments on my videos, and they are really hard to stomach sometimes because they are things like help us and, you know, no one's coming. No one is coming. We can't. We have no authority, power, or money or anything to get involved in the internal politics of a nation like that, of your nation like that. No one is coming. On the international world stage, J.D. Vance is making enemies on every corner of the map. There is absolutely nothing that we can do for you right now. It's on the American people to call your Congress members to take this seriously, to do what you have to do, to ensure that you remain in a legal, law-abiding democracy with checks, balances, and structures in place to protect you and your family and your friends and your loved ones. You've just got to do what you can do. Get a copy of the Constitution, read it and understand it. Read it from cover to cover, memorize it. You need to know where your rights lie. And you have got time. He has indicated stupidly by telling the world in this tweet what his thoughts are and what his actions will soon be. You have been given a window of time to take this as seriously as you need to take it and to approach legal professionals to...
Alright, good people, welcome back to the video. And kindly, number one, if you're new to this channel, kindly consider subscribing. Take me to 1,000 subscribers. Number two, welcome. This is where we have thought-provoking conversations. And today, I won't talk much about this video because I hope you've watched the video up to the very end. Now, as I was trying to analyze this video, I went to ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT, what are some of the secrets that Americans should know? Because if you watch this video keenly, you know that there are some things that you American people, American citizens must know. Number one, the economy is at crossroads, right? So inflation and rising living costs are squeezing middle class and low income families, right? The national debt is skyrocketing and government spending remains a concern. The job market is changing due to AI and automation. Many traditional jobs may disappear. These are the secrets that you Americans must know right now. The housing market is increasingly unaffordable, making home ownership difficult for younger generations. Political polarization is weakening the nation. That is number 2. So under that, there is division between left and right is at an all-time high, making it harder to find common ground. Misinformation is rampant and many people consume bad news without fact-checking. Trust in institutions, especially government, media, elections, is declining, which can destabilize democracy. Number 3, America's global influence is shifting. China and other nations are challenging US dominance in trade, technology, and geopolitics. The BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, is working to reduce reliance on the US dollar. Wars in Ukraine and the Middle East are affecting global security and economic stability. Number 4, AI and big tech are reshaping society. AI is advancing rapidly and could replace many white-collar jobs. Big tech companies collect massive amounts of personal data. Privacy is under threat. Social media algorithms are designed to keep people addicted and divided, right? Number 5, the American dream is changing. The American path, college, the traditional path, college, career, house, retirement is no longer guaranteed. Entrepreneurship in digital skills and becoming more critical for financial success. Many young Americans are questioning capitalism and looking for alternative economic models. Number 6, your rights and freedoms are at risk, right? Free speech is under pressure from both political correctness and corporate censorship. There is also gun rights, reproductive rights, and voting rights are being hotly debated in courts. Government surveillance and digital tracking are growing concerns. So these are some of the secrets that you American people must know, right? That you must know, and all these things are coming about because of the video, the different speakers you've listened to. Credit to them. So these are some of the things that you should know and are happening in real time in the United States of America. And this is all due to bad choices, and choices have consequences. You wait around and you find out. This is Awaken Africa. I'm your host, Bemo. Hope to see you in my next video. Peace out.